Well, good morning, everyone. I hope that your weekend was spectacular. I know mine was, with a wedding and my wife's birthday, and just all that was going on. Beautiful Sunday morning service. Really enjoyed the weekend. I hope that you can say the same. And this morning we're going to be in Proverbs 8, and probably all the way through Friday. We're going to break this proverb down a little bit, take our time through it, but something that I think we all understand, especially if we are trying to walk with the Lord, that God's wisdom seems to always be calling to us. Now, that doesn't mean we always listen. And so this particular proverb is about wisdom. It's about allowing ourselves to be guided by godliness, and we can hear her cry. And so I hope that as we travel through these day by day, you'll recognize just how amazing God's wisdom is and just how hard God tries to get us to walk in his ways. And so notice just the first 5 verses this morning. It says, "Doth not wisdom cry?" There's the question. Doesn't it seem like wisdom is just crying out to be known? It's desperate to get its information into our hearts and into our hands so that we can utilize it for the best life possible. And it goes on, it says, "And doesn't understanding put forth her voice? She standeth in the top of the high places by the way, in the place of the paths. She crieth at the gates. She at the entry of the city, at the coming in, at the doors." It seems like every entry point, wisdom is crying out, "Follow my lead, follow my path. Don't go the way that everyone else is going. Don't go the way that everyone tells you is the right way. Don't listen to manly wisdom, because godly wisdom is calling out to you. It's saying, hey, look, that way may seem right, and it might even feel right at first. In fact, it might even just sound right, but godliness is always right, no matter what it sounds like, no matter what it initially feels like, it's always right. That's the life of faith, when we trust God to actually be smart enough to lead our lives. And so it goes on in verse number 3, it says, "She crieth at the gates, at the entry of the city, and the coming in at the doors. Unto you, O men, I call." Did you see how it transitioned? Now wisdom is speaking to us right now. "Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man. O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart." And that's a beautiful statement right there, because wisdom is not just for the people that think they're so smart. And wisdom is not for the people who just come off as a little dull. It's for the wise, it's for the foolish. And so whatever our world determines as wisdom and foolishness, God's word can help anyone in any position in life. You don't have to be super smart to have godly wisdom, and you don't get more wisdom from God because you seem to be smart. It's not that way. God says, I am an equal opportunity giver of wisdom, and wisdom calls out to anyone who will listen. And so this morning, to get your week started off strong, why don't you turn your heart towards godly wisdom? Because our world is filled with people who claim to be wise, and ways that are promoted so well as wise, but they're foolishness according to God's word. And so if you want to have the best week possible, listen to the cry of wisdom. She's crying out to you everywhere you go. Every entry point into a foolishness is the cry of wisdom. Every place where we might trust our own knowledge over God's, there's a cry for wisdom. And I want you to listen to godliness today, because it will direct your lives into the pattern and the ways that are best for you. And so let that be the cry of your heart today. Let that be what your ears are attuned to, so that you can have the best life possible. Get your week off to a great start. Turn to God's word. Turn to wisdom.